We are live now, Damon.
We are live now.
Yep. I just mark as announcement. Probably we will have some comments, some questions from our members.
Okay.
Oh, Damon, I will start.
You want to give them about 30 seconds, or it doesn't matter. We can start now. Go ahead.
Tell me.
I was going to say, do you want to wait about 30 seconds for a couple people to get on? I feel so lonely.
No, because most of our views will be after the video, okay? So it's like a recorded video, doesn't matter if we are live. A short intro. Who are you, Damon West?
I'm Damon West. I don't know if I can do a short intro.
Long intro.
My name is Damon West. I'm currently in Napa Valley, California, Northern California. Grew up all over the world, been many places, speak a couple languages, half, kind of barely a little bit, learning some Romanian. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. Failed miserably a bunch of times when I started. I've started probably 25 companies, plus or minus. 60% of them failed, 40% of them worked, have made grossed about 100 million in the ones that have worked. And enjoying life in Napa Valley right now. Alex made me come into the office really early. So while it's 4 o'clock for him, I was here at 4 a.m. for me. So that's, I'll let you ask questions, Alex, but that's my short story.
Okay. You told me that you will have some mask on the video, and I don't see the mask.
No. So let me explain. Now you got me excited. All right, so when COVID came out, and we're going to talk about today was supposed to be out of the box, right? So we've got a couple companies, a couple more than that, and our primary company is travel. And we had grown the company pretty significantly over the last 24 months it was growing, had a nice valuation in the $6 million range. And I'm not paying attention to the news, right? Not paying attention at all. I'm just doing my job, raising cap. But no one's answering that. No one's saying yes. It's been a month of no's. I'm like, what's wrong with me? Is my pitch deck wrong? Am I saying the wrong thing? Am I not giving up enough money? Is the return on investment bad? And my girlfriend said, no, it's COVID, you idiot. All right. So I really didn't see the impact until I went with her to Walmart and saw the craziness. Walmart's our big shopping center.
Hello, Mr. Picha. Sorry, Damon. The president of Thailand Tanzania Business Center just say hello. And hello, Mr. Picha.
Hello. So we realized the impact of our business. I'm getting to the masks. You ask me a short question, I'm going to give you a long answer. So we realized the impact immediately to our business because it was travel centric. So I went back to the office after I saw what was happening in the world, really. And I said, okay, let's put this business on the back burner and let's go look at every other thing we can find, this low hanging fruit. What can we do to maximize, take advantage of, it might be bad, it sounds bad, it's not, help, support, figure out, resolve issues relating to COVID. So first we bought a bunch of masks, right? And stupid. So it's a commodity. We said, okay, we're going to make 100 grand and 200 grand of masks. So we put the travel company on the back burner. Then the first thing we did is buy masks. We bought them for 80 cents a piece, masks that really cost 2 cents. And that was a bad idea. Dumped that. And then we started looking at everything else in the market. Through the process, I was intrigued with masks. You know, if you look at Japan, they've been wearing masks forever, right? They just wear the regular ones.
Right.
So I started buying masks, and I get ridiculed for it. My girlfriend and family and friends, because Amazon comes to my door every day bringing a new mask. So I've got everything you can think of. So Alex saw this one the other day. I just saw it. So this is I don't know what it does. It does. I don't think it blocks anything.
This is just COVID mask.
No, this got holes. It doesn't even work, but it works. People don't care. I think this is the mask from. I think that's the mask from Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it is. Yeah, let's say this. Anyway, so we bought everything from cheap masks to, I'm just going to put this on. You might have seen this online, right? You might have seen this on some shows. Yeah. So again, I got ridiculed for buying this. And you can't hear me.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? I can't hear you. So it straps underneath. It's got a fan. It's got air conditioning too. And I put a red light in. That's the dumbest mask I've ever seen in my life.
I have a question for you. Do you think an entrepreneur could be serious and funny in the same time?
Yes. Yep.
So absolutely. The answer is totally yes, yeah?
Well, do I think they can? I know that I am. Can you be serious? Do we need a sense of humor? Yes. We get our asses kicked every day, right? So we got to go home and go, oh, that one hurt, and laugh it off, right? Just like if you're an athlete and you're gonna take some hard ones. If you're a professional athlete, we're professional entrepreneurs. We take some hard hits.
Yep.
You got to laugh them off. You got to make fun of those, laugh them off, and have a good sense of humor. And otherwise, you'll perish.
Tell me how we want to talk with you about out of the box thinking, because most of people are stuck in this time. They don't know what to do, and how can a person can develop out of the box mindset.
It's a hard thing. It's not a hard thing. I don't say this egotistically. It's not a hard thing for me to do. And I think it's because my education wasn't initially formal. So I went to school, but I dropped out. Like many of the people in the United States who have done well don't have a college education. I dropped out halfway just because I was looking at it going, this doesn't make sense for me. Here's what it did. I didn't learn the way to do it, Alex. I didn't learn the way that you're supposed to do it. Right? So I just made it up. What makes most sense to me? And I bought, what did I buy the other day? I bought an Apple, one of those big ones, that iMac Pros, or the big desktop. And I needed to put it on a mount, and I couldn't get on the mount. So I got a hacksaw out of the garage and I cut it off. Right? That's all I did. I needed to make it work. I wasn't going to go the regular route. So I just sawed it off. So sometimes what you think you're supposed to do is not necessarily the thing. It's often not the thing at all. Right? Do whatever you want to do. It doesn't make sense to you. Doesn't make sense. So if you have an idea, for example, I have another idea. I haven't really told anybody. I'm going to tell you. So COVID's a big deal, right? Around the United States. And we were thinking about what's the impact. So I'm going to tell you a story about out of the box. I'll tell you two. One I've done and one I'm thinking about. I'll tell you what I'm thinking about now. So I use Uber a lot, traveling. Uber, Lyft. And I get in the car and I'm sitting in the back of the car. I'm like, should I put my hands down on the armrest? I don't know. I'm holding my arms like this so I don't touch as much as possible, right? I said, what would be great is if this vehicle, all Ubers and Lyfts, could go to a place once a week or twice a week or whenever they had X number of passengers and have their car completely cleaned by pros who sanitize the whole thing. Right? How do we do that? I don't know. Let's go get a warehouse with 2 bay doors, and so the drivers can drive in, and we have all these deionizers and whatever. It's in my head. So I registered a company called Safe Ride Certified. So they can drive in once a week or once they hit so many numbers, get their car deionized. It's $20 for them. They have a sticker on the side of their car that says, I'm a safe ride. Makes the passengers feel more comfortable. That's out of the box thinking, right? No one does it. No one does it. Can we do it? Will it work? Hell, I don't know. So I started to, how do I take that from an idea to reality? Well, the first thing I need to do is test it to see if people would do it. So when you're thinking out of the box, make it up. So now I took that idea that I just shared with you and I turned it into something real for other people. It's not real because it doesn't exist, but it does now because I've told the story. So now I'm in Ubers and I'm talking to my driver. I said, have you heard of Safe Ride Certified? Yeah, they're just opening one in San Francisco. You can go get the sticker on your thing and you get it on your app for Uber. So people will take your ride before, really? How much is it? 20 bucks a week. I'll do that. Where can I find it? I just made it up. You follow? And I was testing my product idea in the real marketplace before I even launched it. I still think it's a good idea. I'm busy right now, maybe in 6 months. Similar something happened, and I was talking to you, Alex, this morning about experiences, right? I just posted something on my Facebook about Inky Johnson talking about people miss the experience that they got. So we get our ass kicked, and we win. Sometimes we win, sometimes we get hit hard. And maybe getting hit hard in business or whatever it is, that failure you think it is, it's not a failure, it was an experience. It was a great experience. You learned something in that, right? Learned. So they missed that. And I'll tell you a story about that. So one of my first companies, I did pretty well. But there were some failures in it, and I had some tax issues. And I was young. I didn't know the IRS could come into your bank account and take all your money. But they did. I didn't know. I didn't. I'm like, holy, I only have $10,000 left. I had $1 million in my checking account. What do I do? So a friend of mine calls me. I mean, I had millions and big house and all this stuff, and all of a sudden I'm reduced to rubble from my perspective. Like, what do I do? So a friend calls me and said, I'm an Aruban citizen. He's half Aruban, half American, but he's a citizen of Aruba. So let me take you to Aruba. It's a small country. I'll introduce you to the former president. It's a small country, like it's as big as this office. It was small. This office isn't that big. I'll introduce you, and we'll take your last $10 or whatever it is, and we'll make sure the IRS can't get it, right? Okay, thanks, Ivan was his name. So I went to the island and met everybody, and they set me up, and I thought, this is the greatest thing ever. Thank you for doing this for me. But then I'm sitting on the beach. By the way, I ran out of money while I was on the island. Like my budget was so small. The last night I couldn't stay in a hotel, so I slept on the beach. No kidding. Slept on the beach thinking, I wonder, there's got to be more people like me in the United States who need the same service that Ivan set up for me. Right? So I had my ticket to get home, flew home, and did what I just told you. I started talking about it like it existed. Went back to the island. In 6 months, we had $300,000 a month in revenue, doing the same service, very inexpensive. So you can do anything you want. So don't miss the experience. That experience was rough for me, but what I saw out of it was an opportunity to help other people like me, right? Anyway, so I don't remember the question you asked me, but hopefully I answered it.
No, you already answered for another question. So okay. I try to get an advice for the community, because we have 119,000 members and 20,000 are every day on the Facebook group. What I want to know is how you can create new connections, because we are almost 120,000 people, and a lot of people, a lot of people know you in our community. How a new member could do that? Because you have something special. I don't know what, but
no, I just call. Here's what happened. This is the honest truth. I was laying in bed up in the middle of the night thinking, what am I going to do? I was bored. We're in between companies. One we just acquired, but it's a shitstorm. There was, and there's just problems. So I'm like, I was bored at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm scrolling through Facebook on my phone, just like on my phone, and I found your board. So I just signed up for it, and really more because I wanted to see other people, and I was a little lonely. I wasn't looking for a date. I just wanted to talk to somebody. Maybe I can help somebody. And I signed up, and I started talking with people, and people get on there, and you see the scammers and stupid, which bothers me. And if you're smart, you could tell if someone's asking a question. You could tell they're asking the question to get someone to post something so they can try and sell them something. Come on, man. So I was just posting like, hey, this is what I would do, or this is what, or if you have a question, or I was answering questions that I know how to answer because I've done this a bunch of times. I have that experience. And then I thought, oh, I don't want to get banned from saying anything stupid. So let me find out who the moderator of this is. It's you. It is Alex. So I reached out to you, right?
Yeah.
And I was honest. So I always say that, be sincere and honest in who you are. If you're just starting, say it. Don't fake it. Say, hey, look, I'm starting. We got to, with your help, by the way, with your guidance and not instruction, just guidance. You've made me feel more comfortable about Romania, Ukraine, Russia, Nigeria, which Americans have an issue with. We've started contract with people all over the planet and found some beautiful relationships.
Romania is a fantastic country with a lot of lovely people.
Yes. And what I found about you specifically, your culture, is that you're abruptly honest, but it's not in a bad way. Like you'll say to me, no, that's not good for me. I'm not doing it. And I appreciate that way more than being subversive. Anyway, so to answer your question, how do I make connections? You'll hear me say this. You don't GET unless you ASK. You don't get unless you ask. And people are online. They're a little sketchy because there's the Prince of Nigeria. There's all this bullshit and all those little tiny things that we've been attacked with. There are little paper cuts to us, but that we feel them right over time. So we have 1,000 paper cuts from scams or bullshit or someone trying to get over me online. So it does take a little while to build a relationship. I like to have it face to face. I have some friends of mine on Facebook that I've reached out. They said, okay, yes, I'll be your friend. Then I want to set up a call just to introduce myself. And they're afraid to talk to me. I'm like, dude, bro, I'm not going to ask you out. I'm a heterosexual male. You're fine. I'm not interested. I just want to meet you and have a conversation. We have 2 United States generals on our board. How did I meet them? By just reaching out and saying hello. And they're regular people like you and I, right? They're no different than you. So just reaching out and I would say, how do you make connections? Reaching out to find out about the other person without an objective. I just want to know who you are. That's it. I want to know where you got that shirt on. That's beautiful. I don't know if it fit me.
You have the possibility right now to pitch your business. So what you are doing right now, because we were going to send to all the investors database we have.
Well, I will tell you this.
We'll be in front of 1,000 investors.
Okay. So remember I told you when I put the other company on the back burner, right? We're looking at other opportunities. So we put as much as we could on the board. If you come to my office, it is sticky note central. It looks like an ocean of sticky notes. They're all ideas that I have. So I made everybody do that. Then we put them into categories. And those categories were fitness, finance, and antiviral. Anything in those categories we thought would do well. Our first focus was fitness, in-home fitness, because people aren't going to go out, right?
Right.
So we acquired all of the inventory of a company called Frog Fitness. It's an in-home fitness equipment that we love. We've tried it. We like it. We think they were overpriced, so we've reduced the price. We're now re-engineering it. And short story is this, Alex. I bought $1.5 million worth of inventory, reduced the price. We're seeing a return on ad spend of 15 to 1 right now. Right now, I'll show you 15 or 17 to 1. It's taken us a little bit to get to that point, but we're making money. We've gone from 0 3 months ago to about 80,000 a month in revenue right now. Not bad.
It's not zero. It's not zero. It's not from zero. You have a lot of experience. So don't confuse the community.
I was talking to somebody yesterday. So if you're an investor, we're not necessarily, we got some cap last week. It's coming in next week. If you're an investor and if you'd like to talk to me, I'd be open to having the conversation. We're going to re-engineer the product. We see a large marketplace for it with professional teams. We had a professional team, a baseball team buy some. So feel free to reach out to me. We can have a conversation. I'm not sure if we're taking cap right now, but we might in the future. And
you can recommend a website where people can find the information?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's long. It's frogfitnesssystems.com. Frog like ribbit. Fitness.
A frog.
Yeah.
Fitness.
Frog Fitness Systems plural.com.
Yeah, it's not.
You'll see me on there, but you'll see some much better looking buffer people that are using our product.
This is your main website, or you have?
Yeah, we have a couple that we're testing. So in the online space, you want to test, right? That's our primary. We're testing others. They're actually doing better. It's interesting. When you dumb down stuff, it has a tendency to do better. So that's our primary site, frogfitnesssystems.com. And we've got others, but I don't need to give them to you right now.
I have another question. It's a crazy one because no one knows the answer, but I think a guy like you.
I'll make up the answer.
Yeah. When the pandemic will be end? When it's everything over?
When is it over? That's complicated. So people getting the vaccines right now, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it'll ever be over, honestly. And I said it from the beginning. People said, okay, we're on lockdown for 15 days. I'm like, negative. It's going to be a year minimum lockdown. And it has been, right? It's going to be longer that we're wearing masks because it's how people feel now. Now there's genuine fear. I've seen it in my parents, I've seen it in everybody else. So whether this pandemic is going to be at least a decade in some fashion or another. So it might not be COVID-19, but it'll be something else. Now there's real fear where there wasn't before. Before, there's the flu, the swine flu, the United States fixed it, China fixed it, Switzerland fixed it, we're cool. No one was bothered about it. Like, no one even cared. You see it on the news, outbreak, whatever. We fix it. This is the first one that really hasn't been fixed. So now people will have an inherent fear of, ooh, what's next? What strain? So it's going to last at least a decade from my perspective.
I see. And you are an optimistic person.
Yeah. And I don't think it's a bad thing. No,
yeah,
I say a decade. I don't think that's a bad thing. It creates caution. It creates concern. I grew up in Indonesia. This is my first language. I've lived in third world countries. I've lived all over the place. I'm a believer in, let's all go to Walmart and roll around on the dirt, protect ourselves, let our systems protect ourselves. Some people are going to yell at me, some friends of mine in the medical space. But my immune system, because of that, is strong. For our kids and whatnot who have been staying at home, it's degraded their immune system to where it would have been better. It would be better if they're out and about. This is a serious issue. I've seen COVID impact people. I've seen it kill people. I've lost 2 family members in the last 4 months that are close. My grandma and my aunt died.
So sorry for that. So sorry about that.
But and I'm not diminishing. My grandmother was old and she lived a long life. She was a pain in the ass too, by the way. She always stabbed me with a fork when I came close to her purse. So that's another story. And my aunt, I love her to death. She was sick already. So it escalated or increased the speed at which they passed and moved on. So it is serious, but there's always going to be something. There's always going to be something, right?
You have an advice regarding this to people, to entrepreneurs, because they a lot of negative stuff on the television, on internet, and they must work on their business. How to focus on their business?
Don't pay attention to propaganda. Read, don't watch. That's my advice. Read, don't watch. It's watching will. I mean, it's smoke and mirrors, man. I can switch your perception of anything by putting up some lights, camera, and a green screen. Read some intelligent articles and read a lot of them, and you'll figure it out. And look in the market to go for a walk, drive, look, pay attention to what people are doing. Get off your phone, turn your phone off, go for a walk or drive.
Excellent.
Pay attention to other people. Huh?
Excellent advice for the community. Excellent, just fantastic advice. It's complicated to turn off the phone because we are online entrepreneurs. It's the way we are working. It's hard, right?
It is, but once you do that, I would, like my phone, I have 5 of them. They're laying around here.
You have 5?
Yeah, I have for oh, well, I wanted the little iPhone, and then I wanted the big one, and I got the other one, and I got something else. I use them for other stuff, and I burn them so fast, like they're dead battery in a second. So, but there's so much value to shutting down, turning the phone off. And I would encourage you today, just in the office, I want a no phone Wednesday, no devices, work on paper and an abacus, just that, if you need to add something up. If you can't do it in your head, you learn how. Get off the computer for a little bit. What happens is you see things that you don't. And if you have your phone, you're not supposed to be on your phone and drive, but if you really don't have your phone with you, you'll see stuff you never see. Like, I didn't know that restaurant was there. Right? I don't know. I've lived here 18 years. I didn't know that was there because I've been on my phone the whole time. Right? Get off your phone. Just take a day off. Read a book is my best advice. Anything, it doesn't matter. Read anything. It'll give you an idea. It will. Go for a walk, read a book just for 15 minutes. You don't have to read the whole book. And it's not what you learn from the book. It's the calm down part. And it's maybe there's a line in the book that gave you an idea. Like, I wasn't reading this morning, but I told you I watched Inky Johnson for 30 seconds. And it hit me so fast. He said, so many people miss the experience. Right? They expected something else. They wanted something else. And God gave them this instead. And there's so much value to that. And we miss the experiences when we're on our phone, wondering what people think about us all the time. He didn't like my outfit, whatever it was. Right?
So life is a journey, and success is a journey, right?
Success is a variable. So that's a great question. There's successes every day. A friend of mine, this is a long time ago, he's a former professional football player in American football. And he stopped playing. I said, why, Tim? He said, well, he said, I wanted to be a family man my whole life. I grew up in a not a great area. And I wanted to be a high school coach, and I wanted to own a home and be married to a great woman and have a regular job. That's what I really wanted. Football got me to the place where I'm a manager at a grocery store. I coach football on the side. I have 2 houses, a great wife, and kids. That guy is not a success by some people's standards. Like, he doesn't have $1 bazillion. He's getting by, but he is. When he said that, it struck so hard for me. He is a success by his. That's what he wanted. Right?
Success is different for anyone, right?
Yeah, you see him at the grocery store. I've seen him at the grocery store at 1 o'clock in the morning with grocery store clothes on, whatever they look like, putting food away. And you wouldn't look at that guy and go, he's a success. He absolutely is. Absolutely, without question. So it's different for everybody. You are, right?
Yeah.
I am, even though
My
I'm not. Yes, I am, because I know I am. You are because you know you are.
But that's why I have the energy and the possibility to help others too. That's why I create this podcast, to invite people like you, to invite startups to pitch their business and just to give back to the society.
You can do whatever you want to do. And it's okay to say, that's a dumbass idea, dude. And I might be wrong. It's okay to be honest. And like, I appreciate you. And I don't know if I pitch anything, but you've told me no a couple times. I don't care. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. Doesn't mean I'm right. Right. And I'd say the same to you. So be sincere, be honest, be open. Share your ideas. There is no courage without vulnerability. There's no creative without vulnerability. You're not going to get the girl unless you're vulnerable. And vulnerable means share your idea. That means some people may say that's the dumbest idea. And most times that's your family. But get it out. See what people think. Here, I had an idea today. Just because you've never had one before doesn't mean that's not the best thing ever. Right? Whatever. So tell people, share it. Be excited about it.
Thank you very much for your time, for advice, Damon.
Yeah.
And if you, if you want to wear the mask again, I don't have one.
What one?
The big one.
No, I bought two. I bought.
Oh, okay.
Alexander Guzzi and you. That's the no. That didn't count.
No.
So I got one. I'm sending these to Romania. No, I'm sending two. One for you, one for Alexander Guzzi.
Thank you very much. I know.
Yeah.
You just. Thank you very much, guys, for watching.
All right.
If you want to contact Damon, feel free. He's serial entrepreneur. He have a lot of interesting businesses.
I'll give you a tour of the office real quick.
Yeah.
No one's here yet. It's early in the morning.
What time is now?
What time is it? I don't even know. It is about 7:30. So people, no one's going to get here for about an hour.
4:30 p.m. in Bucharest, in Romania.
All right. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate your time.
Stay safe. Stay safe. Talk to you soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.